My name is Captain Lazer Squid, and today I am playing some Minecraft. Now, Minecraft is a game where you build with blocks, and the blocks are what the world is made out of. So these are sand blocks. I'm sure most of you know what Minecraft is. I'm sure most of you have played it if you're watching this. But by chance, if you haven't, this will be kind of a tutorial on how to get started. Not that the internet needs a tutorial video on Minecraft, but that I wanted to give one. Now, I want to mention to you, this is not the best place to start in Minecraft. If you open up a Minecraft world and you're in a desert, just know there are better places to start, but it's not all a loss. This is actually going to be helpful to you. So out here, this is sand, obviously. Sand will be useful for building things later if you want to make TNT or glass. These are dead bushes, and dead bushes typically aren't helpful. But if you break them, or if you break enough of them, there you go, you can get sticks from dead bushes. Sticks will become very, very useful. This here is terracotta. This is obviously, there's a little mesa biome here, some badlands. A beautiful biome. I love mesas, but they're not the best place to start. And then out here, some cactus, which is a fun little block to mess around with. So, the step one, if you find a world like this, is you're going to want to climb up high and look around. Obviously, I can tell a lot of stuff. So we have a lot of desert out here, some mesa, got some ocean out there, but out there I see trees. Now, trees are going to be your first bet. Those are the things you're going to need first. Is wood. Wood is the core material in this game. Without getting wood at the start of the game, you can't progress anymore. Well, that's technically not true, but if you don't know what you're doing, get wood. So, after running there, not taking damage, okay, so we've arrived in a savanna biome, and the savanna biome will have two types of trees. The main type of tree in this game is oak, and oak wood. If you can see, you can just break wood with your hand. It takes a little while, but eventually we'll get an axe. We'll get there in a minute. You want to collect as much wood as you can in a reasonable pace. So these are oak logs. This is what they look like. And this is an oak sapling. Now, oak saplings can be dropped when you break leaf blocks. And an oak sapling can be placed on grass, and eventually will grow into a new tree, so that you can repopulate trees. Breaking leaves will grant more saplings like that. It'll also grant sticks at random times, and in oak trees and dark oak trees will randomly drop apples, which can be eaten as food or saved for other uses later. The savanna also has a special type of tree known as the acacia tree, which is this gray typed log, but has gray bark and orange wood. It's quite pretty. I like it, but it's not super useful. Now this block here, this is a dandelion flower. There are many flowers in Minecraft. Dandelions happen to be my favorite, and I try to keep some on me at all times for reasons. Over here is a pig. This is a Minecraft pig, one of the most common mobs you'll see in the game. He's been here a very long time. Pigs have been in Minecraft since pretty much day one, I think. Pigs make great food, so you see a pig, get out the sticks, and, well, finish our friend off. The pig will drop about 1 to 3 raw pork chops. I got lucky and I got 3. These can be used as food, and I will certainly be needing food later on. Now, out there I see more mobs. For example, I see sheep, and sheep are critical early game because you need wool. You can get wool from sheep in 2 ways. One, you can kill the sheep and get 1 piece of wool, or you can spec time and resources into getting shears. Once you have shears, you can shear the wool off the sheep without killing them, which it'll later replenish on the sheep. And then you can get infinite wool. However, shears are very expensive at this point in the game, so killing sheep is your best bet. To make a bed, however, we're going to need 3 pieces of wool. Well, I have 5 pieces of food, and if you've noticed, my hunger bar is halfway empty. If you look down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see I have my hotbar. which holds a total of 9 items. I also have an inventory, which will hold 3 more rows of 9, as well as armor slots for helmets, chestplates, leggings, and boots, and an offhand slot that can hold shields and other items. Now there are 2 editions of Minecraft, Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Java Edition. Java Edition is the edition for computers. Bedrock Edition is made for consoles. They have some differences and variations, and you can play Bedrock on computers as well. Currently, I am playing Bedrock in this particular video, for the sake of explaining, as Bedrock is a little more accessible to newer people. I feel like if you have a PC and you play video games and you're watching this video, odds are you already know what you're doing playing Minecraft. And over there's another sheep, and I'm about to go take it out in a second so I can get the last piece of wool. However, you need 3 pieces of wool to make a bed, and they need to be the same color. And this can be a problem when I have killed 2 white sheep and gotten 2 pieces of white wool, and now my 3rd piece of wool is brown. Well, I know a little trick to that, you see. These flowers you have lying around become very useful for this. If you go into your inventory, you have a crafting slot, which can allow you to craft anything that takes a 4x4 grid. For example, you can craft logs into wood planks, which turns 1 block into 4. You will use these wood planks a lot in the game for decoration, for building, and making other materials, such as the crafting table. The crafting table is the most essential item in Minecraft, as it is what allows you to craft other items. Entering the crafting table shows you a crafting grid of 9 spaces, and here you can craft any tools and things that you need at all. We will turn these sticks that we collected earlier from the dead bushes into both a pickaxe and an axe. Wooden pickaxe and wooden axe. Now, the wooden tools will not last us very long, but with this pickaxe we will gain access to stone, and more often than not, you don't need to bother making an axe, but just made one for the sake of it. Over here is where my little trick happens, where you can turn dandelions into yellow dye. Yellow dye allows you to dye wool to different colors, to yellow. You can dye any colored wool into yellow dye. Now I have 3 pieces of wool of the same color, and I add 3 logs, and I can make a yellow bed. I now have a bed, after killing 3 sheep of different colors. I'm going to I'm going to chop down 1 more tree, and then I'm going to find some exposed stone, so that I can collect it with my pickaxe. Stone is a critically important element in this game as well, seeing as it is used to craft the furnace. The furnace is probably the 2nd most useful Minecraft item in the game, as it is what you'll use to refine down ores, cook your food, and other things. As you can see, my hunger bar has dropped down to 3 hunger points. This is bad, as I'm no longer able to sprint. I'm reduced to walking. This can be very annoying, especially when being chased after mobs. If you look to the left of my hunger bar, you'll see my health bar, which has a total of 10 hearts. Half of one is missing from just taking some simple fall damage. Now, hearts will regenerate if I have my food bars full, or at least less than 3 slots empty, so currently any damage I take is going to stick until I eat something. I can't eat this raw food. It's completely allowed. However, it only grants me a handful of hunger points and doesn't last as long. So in order to get enough food, I'm going to have to cook it. To cook it, I need a furnace, and I make a furnace out of stone. Once I've collected the rest of the stone I need, I have 10, I'm going to need about 12 pieces. Aha, there it is. The end of the day is coming. Yes, as the sun sets, bad things happen at night. There. Now with enough stone, I can make a furnace. I also gathered enough stone to make a stone pickaxe, which will mine things significantly faster. Now a furnace requires 2 elements, a material to be smelted, and a fuel to fuel the furnace. You can use wood of any types. You can also use coal, as we find it later. And you can also use buckets of lava. However, the best early game fuel is your old wooden tools. I'm going to pop my bed down in this hole real quick so I can sleep through the night. Sleeping through the night is very useful because I can sleep instead of having hostile mobs come out and attack me. I'm going to just pick my bed up, put put it back in my inventory, and carry it around for the next night. As you can see, my fuel's running low, so I'm going to pop my axe in there. I can put a lot of these different things in my smelter to cook it. But right now I'm just wanting to cook just enough mutton so that I can get enough hunger bars back. So now I can be on my way. I pick up my furnace, I pick up my crafting table, and I continue exploring. That's your rudimentary setup for Minecraft. Not much else is really needed to know how to start the rest of the game. However, exploring is a good idea, because by exploring you can find structures and other biomes. Structures are preset buildings or places that tend to have loot or useful items. Usually they also include very dangerous mobs, and so you need to be careful on which structures you just waltz into on day one. However, if you know what you're doing and you're careful, you can get through most of these without much harm. Over here, in the distance, I can see another biome, the jungle biome. Now the jungle biome isn't really where I want to go, for there's not many structures out there. And as you can see, it has started to rain, actually, out in this direction. Now it rains in certain biomes. For example, it doesn't rain too often actually out in the savannah, so if I get too close to the savannah, the rain will actually stop. Rain isn't great in Minecraft. It is pretty nice and makes some good sounds, but at the end of the day, it's not great because it counts as night and allows hostile mobs to spawn and attack me. I need it in the daytime right now so that I'm not killed while I'm undergeared. I see getting too close to the lake over here counts it as a rainy biome. Now if you're wondering why I'm punching bushes tall grass as I run by, it's to collect seeds. Seeds can later be planted in farmland next to water and grown into wheat, which I can then use to breed up animals to make animal farms, or cook and make into bread that I can then eat myself. Aha! Here's a very important commodity in the game: sugarcane. Sugarcane is this very, tall bamboo reed-like plant that can grow on the sides of shores and next to water. It is very useful as it is used to craft paper, such as like papyrus paper. And paper is very important later on in the game, as I need it to make books, to make bookshelves, to make enchanted books. Enchanting is important later. Now this here is coal ore. When you find it, you want to mine this stuff right away. It is a pretty useful item. Coal's nifty. It can be used for many things. As I said earlier, you can use it to smelt. There's some over here. You can use it in the smelter as fuel, but you can also use coal and a torch, or a stick, to make a torch, or to make 4 torches. And torches can be used to light up dark areas, such as this cave, keeping hostile mobs from spawning. Hostile mobs can only spawn, or the majority of hostile mobs, can only spawn in completely dark areas. So any area lit up by a torch, or by the sun, are unspawnable. So, as I go through this cave, and I find more resources, I want to make sure everything is well lit, so that mobs won't attack me while I'm digging it up. Or mobs can still spawn in caves even during the day. I'm just going to grab some more coal before moving on. Continuing on through this cave, you see these particles falling from the ceiling, and you see this very interestingly textured block. This is gravel. Now, Minecraft is a game where physics don't really apply. However, there are a few blocks that still obey the laws of gravity. Those blocks being sand and gravel. Now, sometimes naturally generated gravel and naturally generated sand can temporarily disobey this law and float. And when they do, they give off this kind of warning particle effect, where you have to be careful, because if you update these blocks by breaking one, they all fall. And if they fall on your head and you get buried in it, it can suffocate and kill you. So be careful when mining overhead gravel or sand, and just be sure of what block is above your head. And if you're ever worried, you can place a torch at your feet, as where when sand or gravel falls on a partial block, such as a torch or slab, it'll instantly break and not suffocate you. Continuing on through this cave, it seems as if we're getting towards the end of it. Yeah, that's it. But it's a sad little cave. Nothing super exciting. Caves get very big in Minecraft these days. As with the Caves and Cliffs updates, they've gotten to be much bigger than they used to be. However, even the not-so-useful caves can still have their uses, such as functioning as a temporary house. For example, I'm going to make the ugliest house you'll ever see, by simply just placing up some sand, some leftover blocks that I have in my inventory, to make this a makeshift house. Wood is also useful to make other items, such as chests, which can hold more items, and doors. Doors are special blocks that can be opened or closed to keep hostile mobs or other things in and out, but allowing you to pass through by clicking it. Now you have to be careful, because in more difficult versions of the game, zombies, one of the hostile mobs, are actually able to break doors down. But I'm playing on normal mode, and they don't tend to do that. In my newly made chest, I'll store some of the items that I don't really need to carry on me, such as a lot of my plants, some of my raw food, my extra doors, and that's about it. I'm also going to take my bed and place it over here. Now, you don't really want to break your bed too often, because if you notice, when I click on it, it tells me that my respawn point is set. That means if I die, I'll respawn at this bed. If this bed was broken and I died, I'd respawn out in the desert where I started the game. I don't necessarily want to do that, because I want to respawn back at my equipment. I'm going to make a couple more items here. As you can see, I have made a sword, an axe, and a shovel. These are all important tools later on. Pickaxes mine stone and stone-like materials faster. Axes mine wood. And shovels mine things like dirt, sand, and gravel quicker. And swords are used in combat, obviously. One more thing I'm going to make on the crafting table is the campfire. Campfire is a tool, oops, I should have shown you that recipe, that utilizes logs, sticks, and a piece of coal, or charcoal. And it is exactly what it says. Now, the nifty thing about a campfire is you can cook raw food on it without using fuel like a furnace does. Now, you can only cook 4 at a time, but it does work good early game when you're not spending fuel on food. Now, it does only cook food, but that's not too bad at the end of the day. So let's see what else I can find before the night comes again. So I can see it's still raining out here. Let me clear up my area some. Ah, there's more sugarcane. Like I said, I'll want to collect more of this and then replant it later so that I can keep continuing growing more. Pick up those seeds. Aha, a fish. Fish in Minecraft are an excellent source of food. It can be either hand-fished and caught, or fished up with a fishing pole. It's getting kind of dark, and I don't like this rain, so I'm probably going to head back to my base, despite only being out here for a few seconds. Ah, food has joined me at my base. When attacking a mob with a sword or other weapon, there are 2 ways to do it. 1, you could hit them, which deals a base amount of damage. Or, if you get enough practice, if you jump, and on your descent, falling, you hit a mob, you will see these particle effects come around them. That is scoring a crit on a mob, or a critical hit, which does more damage. As I said, it can be a little tricky to score a crit while you're new, but it's not really hard. All you have to do is just fall as you hit the mob. It's not quite nighttime yet, since I can't sleep in my bed, but I think that's a good time to stop here. So, that's the fundamentals of starting a Minecraft world. Gather resources such as wood, stone, tools, make essential items such as the crafting table, torches, furnace, chest, and bed, and find a safe place to stay. Your first house doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be suitable. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.